Hello. I'm not at home. I'm at my aunt and uncle's house. I'm helping to take care of my uncle. I'm on this really cool porch. It's huge. It's like, I don't know, 16 feet wide. And it's just this really cool porch they have. And let me see if I'm on the right place. No. I'm trying to, so I can see your comments. Let me see. And I hope you can hear me. I'm not using my microphone, but I'm trying to talk loud. Where's the comment thing? Okay, let me move the comment screen over. I see Bobby. Bobby from the Poconos. And my brother is here. Paula, Jackie, Irene, hello. It finally got cool in the southeast. Tanya, Tricia, Delvine, hey. Yes, my uncle, it's actually kind of amazing how well, because when I took care of him in the hospital, it was like he looked weak, very, very weak. But when they told him he could go home, he was like popping up. He was ready to go. He wants to go sleep in his upstairs bedroom. We're not letting him do that yet, but yeah. So he's doing good. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Lucy, paperglitterglue.com. I know most of you know me, but there might be some new people here. And I want to say hello to two people who don't usually sign in, but I know they watch. One is my friend Dorothy, and the other is Bobby. And Bobby has a birthday this month, very soon. I think she turns 90. So you may not hear from Bobby, but she watches, and she says, like, you know, an old friend, meeting for coffee. So it's like, it was quite an honor to me to get that. She emailed me. And so if somebody, I put the wrong link in, or actually I didn't do the wrong link. I was busy, I was hurrying, trying to get stuff done, and I didn't set the time correctly. So there are two schedules for today. And I'm hoping my brother Ben can go to the incorrect live one and direct any people here. So, yeah. Dorothy's she does egg carving, like ostrich egg carving, like incredible things. So I don't know how she found me. I don't really recall that story, but both of them watch and are just nice fans. It's so nice to have that. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about back to school projects. Now, a lot of people have a ton of back to school things, and I don't really, but I wanted Craft with Sarah does beautiful, beautiful work. Amy Romeo does incredible back to school things, and she's kind of branched out from her mostly earrings into gift card holders, wristlets, little purses, like, you know, where you can put stuff. So you can check her out. Of course, Jennifer Maker. And I think those are the main ones that I can think of. I actually only have 3 projects, but I did them a long time ago, and I thought I would kind of remind you that they're available, and I think they're fun. Okay, I'm going to look at comments for a minute. I see Paula. Oh, yes, somebody asked where I am. Amy asked, I'm at my uncle's house in Georgia, and we are having kind of an incredible respite from the heat. You know, so like, I think it's going to be in the 70s all day, and we had been consistently in the high 90s, so it's really nice. So this is their, look at this porch. Isn't that a dreamy porch? They spend a lot of time on it, and it's set up. They've got fans and stuff, so it's set up, and it's all shaded. It's really nice. Okay, Amy asked, and I see Irene, Debbie Montgomery, Corey, Karen Watkins, Crafting Butterfly. Sonia's here. My sister is here. Joanne Webb is my sister. She's mainly a quilter. Okay, but back to, you know, school projects. So this one, I just love this. I don't know that many people have made it, but I really like it. It's a little school bus. The door opens up. And at the time, It was before I kind of got on my, oh yeah, don't eat carbs kick. I used to eat pasta like a pound a day, something ridiculous. So I had a lot of pasta boxes. So I used a pasta box as the base and then just decorated the outside. I just think it's really cute. I got the grill, and these should have been reflective, but I did. So the base of it is a lightweight cardboard, a pasta box cardboard, and but I did make the wheels out of cardboard as well, just because it's sturdy. So you can see it. Oh, yeah, here. Y'all know I'm clumsy. So you can see how strong it is. So that's the pasta box. And the only thing hard, basically, you disassemble the box. You unfold it the whole way, and you keep all the tabs. And then you use the sides of the box to make this curve. This is really the only little bit challenging part. I used masking tape, painter's tape to hold it down. I did paint this, let me see where you can see it the best. I did paint the edges black because I knew the template wouldn't cover it completely. So, and also it matches a school bus. And then just glued these on the side. And I wanted the letters to be easy. So I did them like, stencil letters. So you don't have to like put the little O in or the little circle on the P. And they cut out real easy. And the same thing with the school bus words. So it's actually very easy to construct, considering, some of my stuff can be challenging. But what I really meant to do, and I just didn't have time, was I wanted to put some holes in the top and make it like a pencil holder. Wouldn't that be good? Just like, so on a teacher's desk or something, she could have some bigger holes for like markers or dry erase markers, and then for a few pencils. So, but I've never done that. I will eventually, but I won't do it, probably until the end of the school year next year. But you could do it. You could draw, just subtract some holes for the top, and then you'll have to cut it out of the cardboard that's on top. And you got a pencil holder. The other thing that I think would be really nice, if you had some fun little, like drawings of kids like waving in the windows, and I tried to get that done, but I didn't get that done either. But you can take these ideas, and wouldn't it be fun to see the bus driver and the wheel like in the front? So, and just a cartoon drawing, but maybe you can find that on some of your like Creative Fabrica, or maybe you've got some PDFs, some printables you can do like that. Yeah, you want your stuff to be functional if you can. Not everything is decorative. If everything's decorative, then your house is like overflowing, but it'd be nice if it held some stuff for you. Really, I guess you could just do maybe cut out a couple of holes, and you could balance them. But that's just an idea. And that is the school bus. It's number 90 in the free library, the patterns for it, all these patterns. And, I'm sure you can figure out other things to put it on. You could use it just as a design, just make a sign with the school bus. But I just wanted to show you that because I think it's from like 2021. It's from a long time ago. Oh, I see Keisha there. Hey, Keisha. Keisha, Paula, okay, and Janet, happy Monday. Yes, it's actually a good Monday here. Okay, this one, let me dust it off. This one I think is even older. And this is kind of an oldie but goodie on my website. It's the Little Red Schoolhouse. And it's actually a modification of a church. I think it's a modification of the snowy church. I lowered the steeple so it looked more like a schoolhouse, but I think it's a fun little design. The Little Red Schoolhouse. Oh shoot, I can't remember. I think I put it in the description. I'm about to sneeze because I just dusted the dust off. I think it's design number 45. I'll have to look. But that's the Little Red Schoolhouse. And I made it, like I said, years ago. And I put it on this green background, and I'm like, it's really kind of boring. It needs something else. And I don't know if I saw somebody decorated a real fence and they painted it to look like crayons. I'm like, I'm going to make a crayon fence. And that design number's in the description too. So I just think it kind of livens it up. And a lot of people put ABC in the front. That really helps too. I didn't think of that. And you can put a bell inside. Now you can see that I didn't do like real crackle siding. I just did kind of rustic siding because I just like that. I just think it helps. And I think it helps give it dimension and stuff. A swing, Sonia, it needs a swing. And I think people did swings. I think I saw somebody do one. I might have added it to the page, but yeah. Well, the crayon fence is all painted and all dry, so you can't get the thing on it. But the way I did it, because I like kind of rustic stuff and I like things painted, I think I drew these by hand. But if you want to cut them out with colored cardstock, you can draw the little crayon lines, these little lines as well. So I used a Sharpie with an adapter in my Cricut, and it drew the lines on the cardstock version. Now these I painted, and I literally, you can see that they're hand drawn. I drew them one by one, because I kind of like stuff like that. Okay, yes, the crayon fence, that kind of brought the Little Red Schoolhouse to life. And the other thing is, I think my base should have been narrower and it would fit better. But this gives you room. Some people have little figures, and you could have little kids playing, put a ball in there. But yes, I have in some directions a way to put a bell easily. Basically, I cut a square the size of the tower. And that means it's just a little bit smaller than it will fit on with the steeple on top. I put a hole in it, and then I hang it from a chain. And that's kind of the secret. I used to try to hang it from string, but you tie it and the bell's hanging all sideways. You use a chain, a little bit of jewelry chain. You put a ring on the top so that will stop it from sliding through the hole. Put the chain down, kind of measure. You just kind of have to measure, and for this it's not very, very long at all. And then you put a jump ring, the circular ring at the bell, and then glue that piece on before you glue the steeple on, and then glue the steeple on, and it makes it makes it so the bell actually rings, which is really fun. Really fun. Yes. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I'm in a hurry or something and I don't, but I don't end up putting the bell in. But really, with a bell tower, with a tower like this, a little bell. And you can find the little bells at your hobby shop. Tim Holtz has had a lot, and he had a package with different sizes. And his are always kind of rustic and sort of distressed, which I really like, but you can always find them at the hobby store and just get a few. And you want little bells. You want, little bells too. So, okay, let me see. Does anybody, yeah, Vanessa said a chain. A chain, if you want something like a bell to hang, the chain makes all the difference. And I learned that from my friend who writes a blog called A Christmas Notebook. And she is primarily on one of my other Facebook groups, which is Glitter and Putz Houses. She makes all of hers 100% by hand, makes them all by hand. And she figured out about hanging the bell. So it's a Christmas notebook. But again, it's Rhonda. And she's primarily on the Glitter and Putz House Facebook group. And that one's kind of more for people who do hand cutting. My paper houses one is pretty much for, it's not exclusively, but it's pretty much for us who do you know, with the machines. I need a bell behind me. Yes. Okay. I'm trying to, sometimes I have to figure out what Ben means, because, you know, he's very clever, and so it's not like you just automatically know. You have to kind of figure out his humor. Yes, that's what I've lived with my whole life. Okay, so those are really the only 3 projects, but again, the I think the crayon fence, you could use that. You could use it as a frame around a picture, something, and I think it'd be just easy and, you know, another fun thing to do. But this is really one of my favorite old houses, you know, from a while back. Yes, you could use silver duct tape, that metallic tape. Yes, you could do that. Actually, that wouldn't be too hard. Maybe you could roll it around like, you know, those little coffee stirrers, and just roll it around. So that's silver. I don't know, make a swing. Hook a chain to it, something like that. All right, and today is August 4th. That means the Spooktacular is coming up. That's my big paper craft Halloween event. It happens, we're doing a kickoff on Sunday the 10th. And I'm going to do, again, another old house, but it's kind of an oldie but goodie. It's the candy corn house. Don't download the pattern yet, because I always come up with things. I'm sorry, I'm scratching my leg if you're wondering. Yeah, wonder what I was doing. I always come up with variations, and I try to think of things to make the pattern easier for you to make. So don't download the candy corn house yet, because I made that one a while back, and I think I've revised it a time or two, but I may do some more revisions. You know me, I always revise them. And we're going to do that as a kickoff project. I thought it's pretty classic, iconic Halloween. And then on the 11th is the first project. I'm going to pull it out of my box. Somehow. It's kind of buried behind Frank and Weir Rabbit. Let's see. Vulture Gulch. August 11th, we're going to make Vulture Gulch Mercantile. And then for the live, you know, I do a live each day. The live of that day, it's going to be fun. We're going to make our little canned goods. So I showed you briefly in the video. So on the 11th, during the video, you can see them, but you'll get a better idea, and we can kind of make them, and, you know, I can answer questions and stuff. Okay, and then we're also going to make our little bolts of cloth, because I think a Halloween mercantile needs little bolts of cloth. So we'll do those 2 on the first day. And I haven't really planned out all the others, much to Susan, my helper's dismay. But I'll plan out some more. We'll do a batwing bed. I've got a really cute batwing bed if you've got a little dollhouse or you want some decoration. And I think we might have a Halloween camper. Potion bottles. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do potion bottles in the lives. These are the lives. These are like the ancillary things. These are the extra things. Okay, I'm looking. Let's see, and I appreciate all of y'all who've gotten the VIP. And remember, you know, if you like this design, it doesn't have to be Halloween. You can make your own Old West mercantile. It doesn't have to be Halloween at all. You know, you can do this for any. You could do a Christmas mercantile and put. Oh, wouldn't it be cute with like Christmas fabrics in the back? And I don't know what you'd replace cans. Yeah, you could do canned goods. You could do like plum pudding and, you know, cranberries. And yeah, we may do that for Christmas. So whatever. So even the, so many of the projects you can adapt to another season if you're not a big Halloween fan. Okay. Yes, the bat bed is designed for the Halloween camper, and I also did a kitty bench, kind of a haunted kitty bench. I don't know if we did that one last year. I can't remember, but I really try to come up with different stuff. So, and also, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, so it's easy to overlook what I've done in the past because sometimes they're hard to search. That reminds me. Someone asked about photos in the library. I didn't do that at first because I didn't want people to go to the library and just pick out, all their favorites at once. I wanted them to go read the blog and then pick out stuff. I wanted them to do it that way. But now I have so many, it's hard to use the library unless you know the exact design you're looking for. So I will eventually go and add photos to each of the things in the library. I think they're almost 100. I think they're like 190 or 191 projects in the library. So I will eventually add photos. It will not be before the Spooktacular. It may not even be this year. I might get my trusty assistant, Ben, to do that for me because he's very good. He has serious technical skills, and he's surprisingly patient about stuff, doing things like that. Oh, we did do the cat bench. Well, I'll just remind you about the cat bench so you've got it, for if we do a Halloween camper, which I think we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to look for any questions, if anybody has any questions, but I just wanted to show you the bus and Little Red Schoolhouse. And okay, Ben said, Nan asked about the question asked about what time the lives would be. I'm just kind of sticking to 2 p.m. I know it's not convenient for people who work, but it works for me. I can eat before, I can also eat after, but I also I usually take a nap. I'm retired and older, and I like my naps. So I often take a nap afterwards. So 2 p.m. works for me, but there's always a replay. And it's 2 p.m. Eastern time, whatever Eastern time is. Daylight savings, whichever it is, it's at 2 p.m. So, okay. Thank you, Keisha. And thank you, Debbie Montgomery. I really appreciate that. Oh, she said, many thanks to your handy little helper. In Ben's youth, he was like 6'4". He shrunk a bit, but he's still, I wouldn't define him as little, but he is an incredibly helpful helper. Okay, yeah, Delvine's, I think, in South Africa, so she likes the time. Okay, I'm going to go for now, and I know it was brief, and there was the confusion that I signed up for the wrong time, and I sent out a correction, so I hope people can get the replays, but so next time I will see you is at Sunday at 2 p.m. for the Candy Corn House. And then all my lives will be at 2 p.m. Eastern time after that until August 30th. And I will be here some of the time, 10, 11, 12, probably 13th. And then after that, I'll be back at my own station. Okay. Alrighty. And thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I will see you on Sunday, I hope. All right. Y'all take care. Bye.